Hello and welcome to Wisdom Inspired Living, a Wisdom of the Family Soul series exploring how our relationship with life is shaped through belonging, inheritance, and the deeper systemic patterns that live within us. Yes, it's a brand new series for the card Agreement to Life. And today we begin with a very human question. Why does life sometimes feel so hard? Not only difficult because of circumstances, but heavy, exhausting, like something inside us is constantly struggling. Many people live with an invisible tension, trying to fix life, trying to control life, trying to protect themselves from life, or quietly waiting for life to become easier before they allow themselves to relax into it. And yet, even when circumstances improve, the inner struggle often remains. From a systemic perspective, this is important because sometimes the difficulty we experience is not only about what happened around us. Sometimes it's about our relationship to life itself. And beneath that relationship, there is something much deeper, living gently and quietly within the family soul. One of the things we begin to see in systemic work is that many people are living in an ongoing internal argument with reality. This should not have happened. This is unfair. I should be further ahead. My life should look different by now. I cannot accept this. Now, this does not make us wrong or weak. Resistance is often a very undeniable human response, especially when life has brought pain, loss, rejection, uncertainty, betrayal, or experiences that overwhelmed our nervous system. The problem is not that resistance appears. The problem is that over time, resistance becomes exhausting because the body and psyche are constantly fighting reality. There is very little space left for flow, connection, or peace. From the perspective of the wisdom of the family soul, resistance is really only personal. Often, what we are resisting has roots that extend beyond us. Sometimes we inherit fear. Sometimes grief was never fully expressed in the family system. Sometimes previous generations lived in survival for so long that contraction became normal. And without realizing it, we may continue carrying that relationship to life forward. Not because something is wrong with us, but because the family soul remembers. In systemic understanding, we recognize that we do not arrive in life as isolated individuals. We enter through relationship, through parents, through ancestor, through family systems, through emotional histories that have existed long before we were born. Every family system develops ways of surviving life. Some systems survive through control, some through silence, some through emotional suppression, some through overworking, some through hypervigilance, some through never fully trusting joy. And children often absorb these patterns deeply, not because they are taught verbally, but because they are lived emotionally and physically within the system. A child may unconsciously learn life is dangerous, rest is unsafe, love disappears, people leave us, happiness does not last, you must struggle to survive. Vulnerability leads to pain. And over time, these inherited experiences shape the nervous system and the body. So even when life becomes calmer externally, the internal system may still remain braced for danger. This is why people cannot fully relax, at least some people. Some people cannot receive support, cannot trust peace, or feel guilty when life begins to flow more easily. The body may still be organized around survival. And this is where awareness becomes compassion. But instead of asking, what is wrong with me? Begin asking, what might I be carrying in relationship to life? And that question changes everything. The body is often the first place where disagreement with life becomes visible. You may notice tightness in the chest, tension in the shoulders, heaviness in the stomach, jaw tension, fatigue, anxiety, restlessness, and the constant feeling of needing to hold something together. The body speaks what words cannot. And sometimes what the body is expressing is, I do not yet feel safe with life. This is not failure. This is information. The wisdom material of Agreement to Life speaks about how resistance can manifest through stress, emotional tension, disconnection, and even physical symptoms. From a systemic perspective, the body may also carry unresolved emotional memory from the wider family system. What remained unspoken does not simply disappear. It often becomes embodied. This is why healing is not only intellectual. Awareness alone is not enough. The nervous system, the body, and the deeper emotional field all need an experience of safety, acknowledgement, and reconnection. And often, the first step is very simple. Stop fighting what is already here. That's as simple as it gets. Stop fighting what is already here. Agreement to life does not mean approval of everything that happened. It does not mean pretending pain did not matter. And it certainly does not mean becoming passive. Agreement is something much deeper. It is the moment we stop abandoning ourselves inside reality. It is the quiet willingness to say, this is what is here now. And strangely, something begins shifting when that happens. The energy that was previously trapped in resistance becomes available again. The body softens, breathing changes, perspective changes, movement becomes possible. From the wisdom of the family soul perspective, agreement restores relationship. That's big. Agreement restores relationship. Relationship with ourselves, relationship with our history, and relationship with life itself. And when relationship is restored, flow slowly becomes possible again. Not perfect flow, not a painless life, but a different quality of living. Less force, less internal fighting, more presence, more honesty, and more groundedness. This is the beginning of wisdom-inspired living. I want to invite you now into a very gentle moment of reflection. Just notice your body for a moment. Notice your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your breathing, and quietly ask yourself, where in my life am I still fighting reality? I'll repeat the question. Where in my life am I still fighting reality? Not to judge yourself, only to notice, and then perhaps ask, what would soften if I no longer needed to argue with what already is? You do not need to force an answer. Sometimes awareness itself begins the move. Thank you for being here with me today. In our next episode, we will explore resistance more deeply, how the hidden fight with life shapes anxiety, exhaustion, overthinking, and emotional struggle. Until then, I invite you to move gently with yourself. Perhaps life has not been against you. Perhaps something within you has simply not yet felt safe enough to fully agree to life. May this awareness continue unfolding gently within you as you deepen your own relationship with the wisdom of the family soul. Take care, and I will see you in the next episode. And yes, please subscribe, share, like, ring the bell. I believe this is a message that really needs to get out. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Until then, be safe.